And we're live. Right back here again for the 1963 D roll. This is roll reveal number 83. I've got 50 names sitting out in front of me. Make sure I've got the right chat here. It seems like I got nobody chatting with me right now. But I do have my chat window open. I can see levels of madness. So I've got my spot for the wrapper here, and I've got my 50 spots for my coins, and I've got 1963 D roll right here, ready to go. Let me grab my little bag, which is presently empty as it should be. I'll throw my 50 name chips in here. Morning, Jeremy. And I'll put my one in here for the roll itself. All right. Got my names ready. And get my wrapper off the coins. Actually, this would probably be better if I just did it like this. That way you can see what's going on here. Having a good weekend so far, yes. It is a good weekend. Once in a while, it's nice to have break from other people altogether. I'm completely alone for now. I love my wife. I'm good with everyone else. It's just that it's always nice to be by yourself once in a while. It's cathartic. Instead of just spending the entire time this weekend doing nothing, I decided to do a marathon reveal day today. So the wrapper comes up over the coins, just like so. Got a number of double dies we'd be looking for. We have a few double die reverses. We have a number of double die obverses, most of them involving either the 3 of the date, the bar under the L, or both. Hello, Steve. First one to wish us a good afternoon, huh? And, well, it isn't exactly good afternoon yet because it's 12 o'clock on the dot. I guess 12 o'clock and 2 seconds would be afternoon. So, yes, it is afternoon. So, good afternoon to you. All right, we got our 50 coins. We have our baggie full of names. And the first name I'm going to draw for the first spot in the roll is Mike Birchman. Let's see what's on that first coin in the roll. Okay, we got spots on this one. But that's because this was exposed to the outside air. This is the end of the roll. A couple of doubled eyelids to be looking for. Number of repunchment marks. Nice repunchment marks too. And first coin in the roll proves to be nothing. So I'll put that in a holder for Mike Birchman. Move on to coin number 2. Coin number 2 is for Joe McBride. Ooh, RPM. Looks like, maybe. Is it? Maybe not. I don't know. It looks like it could be an RPM. I'm going to go ahead and mark this as such. Call it die number 1 for the day. It looks like it's got a little extra stuff going on the top of the RPM, or the top of the mint mark. Okay, we know this die because we have a die scratch going from the vest just over the 1 to the northeast. And so we're going to call this, for now, we're going to call it a possible RPM and keep moving. Looks like a split upper serif. This will be for Joe McBride. So for now, we're going to call this die number 1 for the day. Die number 1 for the roll. Whichever way you want to look at it. I want to see an FS 101 too. Steve looking for silver. Steve looking for silver will pick up the next coin in the roll. Looks like another minor. Yeah. Got that same die scratch going up over the one as it appears. So it looks like we've got another minor RPM. Same die as the last one. Alright, let's look at the reverse and see if they might have changed the reverse on us and give us something to work with here. Nothing there. So I'll put this in a holder and move on. And coin number 4 is for Chris Rhodes. I'm kind of looking at this one inside the upper part of the 3 there. It's inside the lower half of the upper part of the 3. It looks like there's an extra little center right there. I'm not really sure about this one. I don't think it's anything worth getting excited about, but you never know. I'll put it off to the side and we'll see if it has a partner anywhere in here that we can examine a little closer. It's always nice when you run into something you think is a double die that you have the opportunity to check a couple or a few of them. It's another good thing about going through original source rolls. You get one, you're probably going to get more than one. So we'll stick this one off to the side, just in the event. Hey, Techstar, year you graduated high school, huh? Well, then I'm sure you can remember very well what happened on November 22nd of this year. November 22nd, 1963. In Dealey Plaza, Dallas, Texas. Was, to this date, the last successful assassination of a United States president, John F. Kennedy. Thus was the reason for the special congressional action that ended the Franklin half-dollar early and brought on the Kennedy half-dollar in 1964. Typically, in order for Congress to enact a design change on coins, they have to wait 25 years in between coin designs. In this particular case, they didn't wait 25 years because of the nature of the action that took place that caused them to want to change it. They wanted to memorialize him right away. Next one goes to Marshall. See, here's another one that looks like could be dealing with another one. Possibly. Or maybe not. No. I don't think so. There's some spottiness on this one. President John Fitzgerald Kennedy was shot and killed in front of Dealey Plaza, just east of downtown Dallas, Texas, on the morning of November. It's actually the afternoon of November 22nd, 1963. To this day, we're not 100% certain exactly what happened that day. Paul Hampton's next. It was believed from that moment forward, except by a number of conspiracy theorists who have a number of different reasons why Kennedy was shot, believed that it was a sole act of one shooter in the upper floors of the Texas School Book Depository. Since then, there have been a number of theories based on the surviving film from that event that say there had to have been more than one person involved. But today that has not been proven. So the official stance of the United States government is that he was murdered by one single shooter in the Texas School Book Depository. Kennedy was on his way to finish a campaign trip he was making to run again for president. And did not make it. Later that evening, Lyndon Baines Johnson from Texas was inaugurated as the 33rd president of the United States. I think it was 33. No, 36. Sorry. 36th president of the United States. Kennedy was 35. Hey, look, here's one of those lines. Cuts into the coin, goes absolutely straight all the way across the coin. I have no idea exactly what that is, but I've seen it a number of times now. Enough to know that there's probably nothing real special about it. I don't know what the temperature's like outside. It was cold last time I went out, but that was 4 hours ago. I'm going to take my dog out as soon as we get done with this. Sissy Atwell gets the next coin in the roll. Let's see what we come up with. Looks like we got nothing going on in the date in the mint mark area. But we do have a doubled eyelid. There's a minor double die right there. Doubled eyelid for Miss Atwell. Nothing else on the obverse. Let me check the reverse real quick and see what's there. And we'll put this in a special holder off to the side for Sissy Atwell so we can take a look at it later and see whether or not it is going to be a listable double die. This is coin number 9. And now die number 2 for the day. And Jim Fletcher. Jim Fletcher gets coin number 10. And coin number 10 is That appears to be a double eyelid too. A very minor one. I prefer to stay away from the really minor ones. We'll check this against the other coin. I want to get a marker. I forgot to get a marker off that last coin. So I want to get a marker to use for comparison's sake. I could be dealing with a die that's basically devoid of markers. Generally pretty good at finding one here and there. It's kind of hard to tell where one would be. Is that a die marker? Yeah, it looks like we have an extra heavy flow line right above the right side of the 3 of the date. That's what that appears to be. We have another one to the left of the top of the 1. So perhaps that can suffice. Let's see what we've got here. This is the last coin we pulled from the roll. Different die altogether for sure. So this one will go down in history, for the time being anyway, as Jim Fletcher's coin number 10, die number 3 for the roll. Die number 3 for the roll. We got Shannon McCord for coin number 11. Shannon McCord gets coin number 11. Get zoom back in here. That looks like it's probably a normal coin. Slightly later dice date. That's another thing we have to consider when we're talking about whether or not a die is listable. I want any listed die to be able to show up in mid to late die state and into late die state. And the only reason for that is so that we give an opportunity or a chance that they might exist. We don't know for sure. But for dies that are too minor to be able to detect in mid to late die state, I just don't even list those in the first place, because I don't want us to go to a point where we are having to pick through a whole bunch of dieware to see whether or not we have a die variety too. This one's nothing in the date, nothing on the mint mark. It is a doubled eyelid. I say this one's nice enough to really list. This is going to be one of those rolls, which is fine. It's good. We've got a number of doubled eyelids popping out of this roll so far. I mean, this right here makes for pretty good. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 12. 5 out of 12 is at 45%. Mike Birchman. Mike Birchman will get coin number 13. Let's take a look at coin number 13 and see what we get. I'm not really seeing so much of the RPMs we thought we had. So I'm not really sure whether or not those are going to be specifically keepable. All right. Mikey's name in this one. Move on to coin number 14. Coin number 14 is Steve A. And you just said something in the chat. That's how that works, right? Say something in the chat, your name pops up. Doubled eyelid. It's a minor doubled eyelid to the south right there. I'm going to put all these double eyelids in a single stack, pick them apart later for dies. Next up, Shannon McCord. Nothing up there. Got nothing in the eye. Nothing on Liberty. Let's flip it over and take a look at the other side. Got nothing going on there either. That was for Shannon McCord. Comes coin number 16. Marshall. New Marshall in town. I really want to see one of those DDOs. I know that's what we're here after, but I really like those. I think they're kind of cool. Another minor doubled eyelid there. This one's the one that could be too minor to list. Which I'm seeing a number of rather questionable and nefarious double dies and RPMs. That's got that fleck of dust off of this. That's coin number 16. Mr. Marshall. Coin number 17. We go to Paul Hampton. Nothing there. Hey, Coin Addict. Haven't seen you in a little while. It's been a couple of weeks. And coin number 18. We'll go to Paul Hampton. Don't succeed once, try again. Minor double eyelid again. Busy with the new baby. I can imagine that. Been there, done that. I left the t-shirt on the countertop. Nice. Not necessarily cut out for daddy, and I don't think. Adam Chambers. Coin number 19 goes to Adam Chambers. Another doubled eyelid. Minor one. A lot of these are really minor. Given that they're really minor, I may be looking at something here that I'm not necessarily going to agree with so much when I look at it under the microscope. The microscope is going to help me make my determination as to whether or not I photograph and or list any of these. So don't jump out of your seat just yet because I tell you something's a double eyelid. It may turn out that when I look at them under the microscope, they're just going to be too minor. It seems that little tiny spots on stuff is something most people don't really care that much about. That plus, when the die state gets older, they start to wear out. When they start to wear out, they disappear off the design. When they've disappeared off the design, well, there's really no point in collecting them, but that's my whole point. Nothing there. And Mike Birchman. Next one up, gonna be Mr. Fletcher. Mr. Fletcher gets looks like it's going to turn out to be a normal 1963 D Lincoln Cent. Line from the nose north on the double die, but not on the minor one. So this is the minor one, huh? Okay. Got that. Coin number 22. Coin number 22 will go to Joe McBride. Joe, this coin is for you. Another little minor double die lid, I do believe. Yep. That's what that is. This has got the marks on the 1 and the 3 that I've been looking for. So this one's a minor double die lid that does match one of the other ones that I've already been pulling out of the roll. Yeah, I think we'd probably be better off if I took this view and stretched it up to a point where you can see more of it. Like that. We could take this out altogether. And then we can make this bigger. Because it really advantages me when I can see exactly what I'm doing with these flip inserts. I think that actually works better. I think we're going to leave it like that. Okay, got it saved. Coin number 23. Drawing coin number 23. And get Mr. Marshall. Mr. Marshall's coin is this one right here. Nothing on that side. Let's take a look over here and see if we find a double die. Nothing there quite yet. So that one's coin number 23 from Mr. Marshall. And next, coin 24 goes to Eric Beyer. It's kind of strange that there's some dates that you typically see something on more often than other dates, and this is one of those dates. There's like 4 or 5 different minor double dies, well, minor 2 major double dies that show doubling in the 3 of the date. I say it doesn't happen for other years quite like 1963. Makes me wonder if maybe every other year someone different isn't doing the dies in the die shop, because it seems like when they make one flub, they keep doing it over and over again. And then the next year you don't see anything of the same sort at all. Yeah, that was a small emanation next to the 3. Yeah, it was. Just a little fleck. There we go. Yep. Little fleck of metal starting to raise up next to the 3 there. Nice iCoin junkie. Alright, Levels of Madness will get coin number 25. Coin number 25 for Levels of Madness. And as soon as I'm done with this coin, we'll go take that short commercial break. I want you to get used to seeing those. I will be making different commercials come soon. I just got to get past this hump right here. Another minor doubled eyelid there. And next on the reverse. Okay. As for Levels of Madness, I think we're going to go ahead and stop here. Gonna run a commercial break. Time to go get your coffee. Time to go use the restroom. Time to stretch your legs. Refresh your page. Please do refresh. But make sure that when you come back, you hit live chat. We'll see you in just a few. Be sure to check out and subscribe to Mantic Coins on YouTube, where host Shay Hoffmaster takes you through a fun-filled tour through numismatics to include coin auctions, educational videos, live roll hunts, and much more. Come join in the educational fun with Shay. Search Mantic Coins on YouTube and subscribe today. The best in online auctions just got better. Now you can enjoy Coin Night live auctions twice weekly with the addition of CNLA Weekend Edition with your host, Jessica Johnson. All the same excitement and the same great deals with a new host and at a new time. Come join in the fun this weekend. And we're back. Back getting ready to go on the second half of the roll. Actually, I've already seen the first coin of the second half, but we're on coin number 26 now. Coin number 26 will go to JOB. So we do have a pretty decent roll in that we are coming up with some minor doubled eyelids in this. How many of them are listable, I'm not really sure right now, but we will find out later. Ran into a pretty good roll of 1957D a couple hours ago. Did that for our first reveal for the day. Next reveal I'll do is going to be a 1959 Philadelphia roll. 1959P is one of those hit or miss rolls. Certainly hoping for a hit. If we get a hit, it could have really nice double die reverse, a couple of nice double die obverses. I think we have another RPM here. Maybe. Sometimes these 63Ds are a little hard to tell because the RPM punch was kind of wonky. Okay, this one is a minor doubled eyelid, so I'm going to pull it anyway. pull it and stick it in the eyelid list. Got a pile of eyelids over here now. Got nothing hanging out on the reverse. Well, that's coin number 27 for Joe McBride. Now for number 28. Also Joe McBride. Coin number 28 for Joe McBride. I'm seeing what appears to be a normal coin here. Except for the doubled eyelid that you get right there. So we do have a doubled eyelid again for Joe McBride. Well, there you go for that, Mr. Joe. I don't know if he's still with us. Will you believe this? Joe McBride comes out again. Bam, bam, bam. Joe McBride, Joe McBride, Joe McBride. Let's see what Joe McBride gets this time. Boy, if you missed that 2 minutes of programming. A nicer doubled eyelid. So Joe's going to start himself a 1963 D doubled eyelid collection. You're driving. You got yourself 3 doubled eyelids in one roll. Now, why do double eyelids occur in certain years and not in others? Well, it isn't necessarily that they can't occur in other years. It's just that they don't tend to for some reason. There's another one. Another double eyelid, and this one's for JOB. Some years tend to be more loaded full of them than other years. 1963D is not necessarily known for having its wide array of doubled eyelids. There's only one listed by Kaneka, which means that there are a few here that are going to be dies Kaneka does not have listed. So, next coin goes to Eric Beyer. Coin number 31. Coin number 31 is appears to be normal on the obverse. Let's take a look at the reverse and see what happened on the reverse. This is normal as well. So normal obverse, normal reverse. Which one had the line above the nose, James? This one? What I'm looking at now? There's nothing going on there, the previous one. Okay, let me go back to coin number 30. Take a look at coin number 30. This is number 30. Ah, that line. Okay. Gotcha. Yep. And that is a doubled eyelid. Nice one. Okay, that's the one. Your grandson's 10th birthday. Well, I hope your grandson has a great birthday. Sometimes I wish it were my 10th birthday again. But I've had 10th birthdays 5 times now. I get Eric's name in his coin. Move on to number 32. And coin number 32 contains 4 dog grease. Not a doubled eyelid. Well, that's a fiber on the coin. It looked almost like the tail of a 3 sticking down below the T3, but that's just a fiber on the coin. One of the little paper fibers that comes from the wrapper. Which, by the way, we've not seen come up yet in this roll. Had to look at that reverse. Coin number 33. Doug Reese. Yeah, we haven't found any of those DDO number ones yet. Doesn't mean we can't. There's your double eyelid again right there, with the line up above the nose. Heck of a good marker there, that's for sure. Okay, so we've got a double eyelid that we're going to put off to the side for Doug Reese. Let's take a look at the reverse and see if there's any errors on the reverse that we need to be talking about. And I see nothing there. So that's going to be a pull off to the side, stick it in the pile now. We've got a nice pile of double eyelids. Pile, pile, pile. Okay, coin number 34 goes to Chris Rhodes. And coin number 34 is another doubled eyelid. There's another example of the same doubled eyelid again. We will be getting this one listed most likely. So everyone who gets one of these line above the nose doubled eyelids is probably going to get a die number. And one of them will probably be photographed for markers for the website. That's how easy it is for your $2. Get one of the first listed known doubled eyelids of a particular die. Get the chance of having your coin photographed for the website, for the Coppercoins website. Eric Beyer gets coin number 35. Not specifically seeing anything except that minor doubled eyelid on there. Nothing in the initials. Nothing around the statue. So we've got ourselves a normal coin here. And then we move on to number 36. Coin number 36 is Eric Beyer again. And Eric Beyer will get another one of the doubled eyelids. It's got the big die scratch headed north out of the nose. So this one seems to be a rather prolific die in this particular roll. Plenty of coins. Which is a good thing, because right here, right now, at this moment, that seems like a very common die. But I tell you what, get these in your collection, and then turn around, and you could hunt through 300 1963 D rolls before you found another one, if you ever do. These things can be very elusive. So Eric Beyer gets one. And Eric Beyer gets another coin. At the end, Mr. Eubanks, I will let you know who has more than one example. Ooh, yuck. Spots. I don't like spots. In this one, we'll find out who has more than one example of the doubled eyelid with the line and on top of the nose. I'll contact them for you and let them know that you're seeking one of them. We'll see what happens. See, Levels of Madness says that he'll give you one of his if he finds two. But at the moment, he believes he has none. That's a 0. Okay, this coin ran into nothing special. I will be doing more 1963D rolls as we move along. Here is Doug Reese. And Doug Reese, not one of those. Not a doubled eyelid at all. It's like not an RPM. Not a double die. Let's look at the reverse. There are a couple of pretty nice double die reverses to be looking for on 1963D. I don't mean to sell it short as not such a good die or a good date to be looking on the reverses. It is actually a decent date to look on the reverses. There's a couple of really nice, more obvious double die reverses. So here's Levels. Let's see what Levels gets. Levels is going to get... It's going to get skunked, I think, for that. Yep. No doubled eyelid. Nothing on that side. Let's take a look on this side and see if there's anything over here. No, sir. Nothing there. Levels, we get coin number 39. On to coin number 40. Mr. Fletcher. Coin number 40 is... slightly damaged mint mark. Looks like a minor split lower serif. Not a doubled eyelid. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick. There should be a time in the relatively near future where I'll be able to go through another roll of 1963D like this. There's a chance that we will run into another roll from the same source. I don't know right now. But if we do, we'll find more of the same dies. We'll go back and look at years levels. We'll see. Adam Chambers. Well, a little minor doubled eyelids. Pull it off to the side for Adam Chambers. Keep taking a look through here. Oh, look at that. That's really cool. That is a struck through piece of metal, and I'm not exactly sure where that came from, but it is a struck through retained piece of metal. That's awesome right there. That's probably a highlight of this roll so far. Really nice struck through little piece of metal there. I don't see anything else here. Just that little guy. That's really kind of cool right there. All right. That's Adam Chambers, coin number 41. Nice little error coin. That's why we look at the reverses on those years, people. Adam Chambers is getting coin number 42 as well. Let's take a look at coin number 42 and see what happens. Nothing there. Let's take a look at the reverse and see what the reverse has to hold for us. Nothing going on there. Coin number 43. Ron Fry. Ron Fry for coin number 43. And what do we have? Minor doubled eyelid again. Another minor doubled eyelid. It's kind of telling me there's probably 2 or 3 doubled eyelids in this roll. 2 or 3 different dies, I mean. Well, we'll have to bag that, tag it, move on. We're up to coin number 44 now. Sissy Atwell. Let's see what Sissy ends up with. Interesting little thing going on up there above the forehead. Nothing really to write home about. Okay, nothing on that side. I'll be moving on to coin number 45. That was coin number 44 for Sissy Atwell. And then the coin number 45 will go to Ron Fry. Coin number 45 to Ron Fry. Hey, there's one with the line coming straight up from the nose. One of those doubled eyelids. Alright, Ron Fry's found him another one of those. And Level's next coin. Yeah. Nothing on the date and mint mark. No doubling in the eye. And unfortunately, no big double die there. So Levels turns out with one minor doubled eyelid, and that's about it. We'll see if anybody has any duplicates of the better one. This is coin number 46. Levels of Madness. Coin number 47. Go to Sissy Atwell. Another minor doubled eyelid there. That's one with the scratch going north. You just had to be with the right person at the right time, brother. Got 3 coins left in this roll. And Sissy Atwell takes that one. Coin number 47. Coin number 48 will be Steve looking for silver. This is coin number 48. Looks like we've got a minor split upper serif. Not really much going on with the eye. Okay, let's flip it over and take a look at the other side. Nothing there, unfortunately. That's coin number 48. We got 2 coins left in this roll. And the first of the 2. Hit. A wrapper, finally. Who gets that? That was Steve looking for silver. So I'll put Steve looking for silver on here. Stick it with that 1963 wrapper right here. This is not a Fed wrapper, but it is interesting because it has an AT on it. I'm not really sure what the AT part stands for. I'll probably try to find that out. Give us a little bit of a history lesson. All right, draw the next name. Steve looking for silver. What do you know? Oh, there we go. I just pulled Level's name at the wrong time, didn't I? Got another one of those doubled eyelids. And take a look at the reverse and see what happened on the reverse. Got nothing doing on the reverse. But Steve looking for silver ends up with one of our target eyelid dies. And Ron Fry. Ron Fry ends up with the last coin in the roll. Nice earlier die state coin. And the reverse is what was exposed to the outside air on this one, and you can tell it has plenty of color, plenty of skin, a number of little spots as well. So that's what we've got, folks. And that's coin number 50 and the last coin for the roll. Next reveal is going to be coming up at 2 p.m. That's about 1 hour from now. That's going to be the 1959 roll. So here's what we've got. We've got these normal coins. Oops, I'll go this way with it. These are ones that are either doubled eyelids that I've missed and I'll find later, or they are just normal coins. And then we have these die varieties. That. Okay. So, out of this roll, the die varieties number almost half the roll, I'm sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 out of the 50 coins. So that's what, 40%? 20 out of the 50 coins. Turns out being minor RPMs and or double dies. Coin number 18 looked weird between the S and T of trust. Well, that one was one that was deemed to be a die variety. We'll look at coin 18 again. Something weird between the S and T of trust. You sure it was number 18? I think this was a nice one. This one turned out nice. It indeed did. This does have a minor double eyelid. Okay, I don't see anything between the S and T of trust now. It might just be a play on lighting. Couple of minor die scratches in between the S and T. Whose coin was that? Paul Hampton's. It was a Paul Hampton coin. Alright, boys and girls. Could it have been coin 19 or coin 17 or something like here's coin 19. This is number 19. It's not there. That's one of our scratch above the nose. That's Adam Chambers' coin. Coin number 17 was deemed to be a normal coin at the time. Let's take a look at coin number 17 real quick. This is number 17. See nothing, brother. Nothing. So it was 18 for sure. Okay. Well, 18 didn't have anything on it. Alrighty, folks. I'll take off again. Take a little break. Take the dog out for a walk. It is 1 o'clock. I'll be back in 1 hour. Straight up and down. Have fun, folks.